Hi everyone. There's a desire to share a message about wholeness for those who this resonates with. Wholeness, it is suggested, is boundless. Wholeness is a synonym for infinity, eternity, unconditional love, divine, beloved, beyond any possible limitations or conditions whatsoever. Wholeness is everything, absolutely everything. It appears as everything, and yet it's no thing at all. It's nothing and everything, and it's all of the great paradoxes of any kind that can possibly be thought of as well. Empty fullness, relative absolute. So wholeness is this inconceivable everything. It's beyond the boundaries and limitations of all the things that the human can comprehend and think of, and by being everything, it's never not this. So by being everything, it's these words, it's the hearing the words, it's the listening, it's the watching, the tasting, the touching, the smelling, perceiving of any kind, thinking, feeling, the totality of all experience and everything beyond experience. So that is the suggestion of what wholeness is. And wholeness only ever seems to be missing when there's an apparent subject going looking for it, seeking for wholeness. And the absolutely perfect metaphor that a friend of mine once suggested a little while ago is the fish looking around for the water. The fish is in this great open vast ocean, this seemingly limitless ocean, and it's as though through the fish becoming a subject in the metaphor, it feels separate from the ocean somehow. It feels separate from everything else around it. And because it feels separate, there's this sort of need to go looking for it again. And the situation with this is, well, it's everywhere. It's everything. It's never not been everything. So that is wholeness. And the separate self, the seeker, the contracted me energy, feels like it's cut off somehow, feels like it's limited and finite and lacking somehow. And so, as we all know, it goes to all sorts of practices and substances and, people, or possessions, the house, the car, the job, the magazines, the films, just everything. It goes absolutely everywhere looking for wholeness, for the ocean. And it can be quite comical and humorous to discover, even though the me never really discovers it. This is about the absence of me ultimately, but it can be quite humorous when it's revealed that wholeness has never not been this. And when there's an apparent seeker in its stubborn, contracted, habitual nature, it simply misses the point, really. It misses the point of this communication that's simply pointing out what already is. And by missing the point, sometimes there's an attempt that comes out of the misinterpretation, an attempt to apply this, an attempt to get somewhere, to try and live life as a no one. And this is really just not what's being shared, it's not what's being suggested. The suggestion really is that wholeness is everything. It's the fish as well. It's not just the ocean around the fish, it's the fish as well as the ocean. So separation is also wholeness. So this is everything. It's so completely all-encompassing, and it's so simple, and that could not really be any more obvious. And the reason that there's no advice to be given or teaching to be prescribed here is because this cannot really be any more this than it is already. So the fish can't be directed in the right direction to find the ocean because it is already everything. And in that respect, in that sense, it hides in plain sight. It's literally everything. Everything that can be thought of, conceived, felt, and it because it's unconditional, because it's not conditioned, because it's not bounded, it's all of the pain and the suffering as well. It's all of the dissatisfaction, the dis-ease, the illnesses, the devastation that seems to be happening in the world. It's everything. It can't not be everything by being unconditioned. So it's, and when this seems to percolate within the apparent depths of a body, it seems to sort of penetrate the illusory nature of that which never was, but only seemed to be happening. And that's the separation. So this is really, the communication really sort of penetrates through the illusion of that separation, and this wholeness that has always been what's longed for, which is already, it can really just seem to thin out in a sense, and the whole sort of, all of the beliefs unravel, and what's left is this, just in its simplicity, in its ordinariness. But also it can be profoundly liberating and relieving and beautiful when the whole separate agitated energy has been revealed for its illusory insubstantial nature. And so that there is nothing to do, there is nowhere to go, and there's nothing that can be done for wholeness to be revealed or discovered. And the sense of feeling like I need to fall away for that to become clear is also a lie. That might be the sense of, that might be the experience of the individual, but really it's just another story. It's another story that I makes up so as to apparently justify its seeking energy and its activities, looking for this, looking for that, searching for wholeness or striving for enlightenment, when all there really is, all there really ever has been, all there really ever could be is limitless, infinite, eternal, boundless wholeness and freedom, unconditional love. So this message is not talking to you. It's not, this is where the message can be provocative. Although it might sound like I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to you. This message is not about you. When it becomes clear, you seem to fall away, and then this is it. This is it. So it can't be applied, there's no one to apply it. It's just this. Wholeness is this. This is wholeness. This and wholeness is all there is. Much love.